Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a video on crystals for beginners and a little bit about positivity. So in this video I'm going to be talking about 3 of my most favorite crystals and perfect crystals for beginners. So these are crystals that you'll probably find in any beginner's pack. If you were to go out and buy like a beginner's pack of crystals or anything like that, these will always be in there because they are just great for everyone. And then I will kind of hop into how to take care of them and things like that. So I want to do a series going forward of like my full moon routine, my cleansing routine, all that kind of stuff. I want to make a series of it. So this one will be the first. And again, I'm in no way an expert, but it is something that I've spent a lot of time researching, learning about and using in my own routine. So I hope to give that information to you guys. So without furthering this intro, let's hop right into it. So first things first is going to be the clear quartz. So clear quartz looks like this. It comes in a lot of shapes and forms, but ideally it's just clear. And that's literally why it's called clear quartz. There are other kinds of quartz. There's like a smoky quartz and other ones, but this one is a clear quartz. This one is known to be the most abundant crystal. So this crystal is good for everyone, anywhere. So a lot of people want to know crystals for certain directions of their house or their office or just their space. And this one can be put in any direction for any reason, and it's good for anyone pretty much. You don't have to be like, some crystals are good for like students, some crystals are good for like married couples and things like that, but this crystal is good for anyone or anything, and it's a great, fabulous beginning crystal. It's great for multiple things, so fabulous to start with. And this is usually a lot of clocks and watches still use clear quartz to, give them energy and things like that. So that should tell you what a strong and powerful crystal this is. And, just because it's clear and doesn't have much to it, it's not a basic crystal. It is actually a very, very strong crystal. So with that being said, let's hop into crystal number 2. So this one was my first ever crystal ever. And so this one is like my baby. And it's also my birth month crystal, which is February, and Amethyst. I am a February baby, and Amethyst is the February stone. So I absolutely fell in love with this the first time I saw it, and this was my very first buy when I started getting into crystals. So amethyst is a protecting crystal. It protects the mind, it protects the body, it helps you cleanse out any type of negativity, it helps you release, and it's just really a stone of protection. It also helps with insomnia. If you're noticing that you're unable to sleep at night or anything like that, this is a perfect crystal to have next to your bedstand or in your room, close to you. But overall, this is a crystal of releasing and to get rid of negativity. So for that reason, this crystal is super, super dear to me. Just in general, the amethyst crystal to me is one of my for sure favorites. And if you are like going through a breakup or just having a hard time getting over something, amethyst is a great crystal to start with. I have noticed that a lot of people start getting into crystals and tarot and all that kind of stuff when they're going through a tough time in their life. That's literally when I started, when I was just like going through hell and back and just didn't know where to start and find my inner peace and just happiness. That is when I started getting into crystals. That's when I started researching crystals. So for that reason, amethyst is a great, great crystal to start with because it will help you release those thoughts. It will help you release that negativity, and it'll help protect you from any type of negativity in your mind or body. Moving on to crystal number 3. So crystal number 3 is the rose quartz. One of my favorite crystals. This one in particular was given to me by one of my best friends, and so for that reason I love this specific one. It kind of gets its name from its like rosy color. If you guys can tell, it's like a very rosy color. It's not like a clear or a different type of, it's rosy. So this specific crystal is great for healing, transformation, self-love. It's great for helping with heartbreak. It's great for finding new love. And just like if you're having a rough time, accepting things about yourself, or accepting that someone in your life is no longer there, or struggling with self-love, or struggling with finding someone, or things like that, that is what this crystal is ideal for. It's just a crystal of love. When I close my eyes, I can literally, if I was told to visualize what rose quartz means to me, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's just a very beautiful crystal to me, and for that reason, it's very dear to my heart. A way that you can use this, especially if you're like going through a breakup or something, just put it on your chest and just visualize happier thoughts, happier moments. That is an exercise or a meditation you can do with this crystal. Another way you can use it is by putting this crystal in like your bubble bath and taking a bath with it inside, and then once you're done with your bath, you can pull it out. So it's just like a little love bath for yourself. You can also use this in another type of meditation where you could put your crystal, light a candle, put it near a picture of you and your loved one if you're going through like tough times, or you know, like say you, for example, you and your husband or you and your boyfriend are fighting a lot for no reason suddenly, and you guys are going through like a rocky path. Put this crystal near your guys' picture together, light a candle, and just like think of positive thoughts, positive words, and things like that. And that's definitely something that's going into the universe. So anything you're putting out into the universe is being noticed by the universe, and it's a very, I think, positive meditation, something that'll definitely, you know, I think will help in the long run, but you have to do it with full faith and, you know, think of it that, yes, it is going to work for me. Now, please don't do this meditation if you are in a toxic relationship, or you're going through something that should for sure end. Please seek consultation if you are iffy about, you don't know if it will work or something like that. Please, you know, seek guidance and consultation in those type of situations. Do not try to further something that is bad for you, toxic for you. This is more so of a meditation for someone, you know, like, you know, what happened all of a sudden? We're just bickering so much. We don't get along. We are definitely made for each other type of thing, but it could be stress, or it could be things like that that are causing the underlying issue. So definitely don't be in a toxic situation and doing this. But if you do know it's something that's like, what happened? Why are we not on good terms anymore? Same thing goes for friendship. If you are in a friendship that kind of just fell off, or you guys stopped talking to each other and you guys used to be really great friends, another way to use this crystal is for that. It's just a crystal of love, harmony, just, you know, transformation, healing, and all that kind of stuff. So for that reason, absolutely love my rose quartz. Next quick thing I wanted to add really fast is that you can't just go out and buy a crystal and put it there and be like, okay, now work for me. Trust me, these crystals are always working. They have actually scientifically proven a lot of these crystals have elements or energy that is released from them. Now, they're always doing their job, but if you're expecting to just put a crystal here and be like, make me rich, like do something, it doesn't work like that. You have to really trust the process. You have to trust your crystals. You have to take care of them. You have to love them and baby them. Okay, so with that being said, I'm now going to get into how to take care of your crystals, how to cleanse them, all that good stuff. So first things first is you can cleanse your crystals so basically your crystals have to be cleansed because you have to get rid of that negative energy or just any of that, like to reboost and refresh them and to make them powerful again. Think of your crystals as, I don't know, I have to think of some weird analogy now. I don't know, this is what came to my mind, it might be stupid, but think of your crystals as like a water pump. I know, a water pump. It could be a water pump in a fish tank. So really, you put the water pump there in the fish tank and it does its job, right? It's pumping out, it's cleansing, and it's releasing new and clean water back into the in the tank or whatever. That doesn't mean you just leave it there and let it be there for like 1,000 years. No, you have to at some point take that filter out and clean it again, right? So it can do its job properly. So that's the same thing with your crystals. Your crystals are there, they're doing their job, but if you don't cleanse them, if you don't, take care of them or all that kind of stuff, your crystals will lose their power, just like a water filter would. You can't just leave it there. It'll eventually, start dying out and won't be as powerful anymore. And number two, it won't do its job properly. So for that reason, you have to get rid of that gunk, that buildup that's gone into the pump and cleanse it. So for that reason, to cleanse these crystals, there's different things you can do. So first things first is selenite. I don't have a piece of selenite with me right now, but selenite is a type of crystal that pretty much you don't wash or do anything to. It is a self-sufficient crystal. It works on its own and you don't have to wash it or anything like that. Actually, you can't wash it because the properties of it don't allow you to wash it. If you actually wet it, it'll crumble. So another thing is, before you just start washing crystals, make sure you know about their properties. Some crystals cannot be washed. Luckily, all three of these that I'm showing you here right now can be washed or can touch water or liquid. Some cannot. So for that reason, selenite is a very, very powerful cleansing crystal. You can use selenite by touching it onto your crystal. So get your selenite, have it touch your crystals, and that is supposed to release the negative energy or any other energies from your crystals. You can also get a selenite bowl, which a lot of people have. It's a bowl made out of the crystal, and they just store their crystals inside there, which is like a 2-in-1. It's cleansing and it's holding your crystals. The next thing you can do is get a smudge stick or a Palo Santo or something like that. You could light it and you can like wave it around your crystals to release that, again, energy around them. You can also spray moon water on them. I will get into that more in like a different video, but basically moon water is just like water that you let sit under a full moon, and that water soaks that energy from the moon and becomes a very beneficial water. So you could spray that onto your crystals. You can also, and then another thing is to recharge them under the new moon or a full moon. So basically what I would do is I just kind of wash them up under the sink. I'll just like, wave it back and forth under the sink, get them cleansed up, and then they sit out all night in the moon. You can also have them sit in the sun. So really different ways to clean it. They're very easy to clean. It's not like I did something so crazy to take care of them. Other than that, they're sitting there and they just do their magic. You don't have to do anything, just let them be, let them live, and they will do what they gotta do. Not cleansing them necessarily, I wouldn't say there's any negative effects. It's just like there's not really any, I would say, energy, you know what I mean? Like there's no negative effect. So just said, there's not really any negative effects, I would say, of not cleaning them, but there also is no effect of not cleaning them, if that makes sense. I don't know if I even said that right. Basically, like, why would you put a water filter in the water and just let it keep running? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But bottom line is, I don't know of any negative effects of cleaning them or not, so let's just leave it at that. Next thing is, certain crystals are better in certain directions, and actually not necessarily certain directions for certain things. So say like I have my amethyst. Amethyst is good for different things in different directions. So, you know, I don't remember on the top of my head certain directions, but you can either Google this or, you know, read about it or whatever. But say like I am very worried about school because I'm a student. That's what my life is. I just want to do good in school and I want to be a successful student. For that type of situation, you would put the amethyst in a certain direction. So I don't, again, as I'm saying, I don't remember the directions on the top of my head, but say I would put that in the east side for students. Next thing is, I have a job. My job takes up my whole life. I just want to be successful in my career. For that reason, you would put it in the west side. So it just like that. So, I mean, I hope that makes sense. Like, so different directions, putting your crystals in different directions are more beneficial for certain needs, basically. You can also, if you have a smaller crystal, like this is, you know, these are obviously big. But if you have smaller crystals, you can put them under your pillow or inside your pillowcase and like sleep on them. That also helps a lot with releasing any negative energy, negative thoughts, negative dreams, insomnia. So it's like specifically amethyst is really, really good for insomnia. If you have a small piece of amethyst, you can slip it in your pillowcase and just sleep with it under your pillow. I've done that in the past. For some time, I was having some really like bad dreams, and I started noticing a trend in having bad dreams, and I think it was really because I was just watching a lot of scary movies, and to really calm myself, I actually took an obsidian, which obsidian is also another good stone for like releasing negative energy or negativity. It's actually really just a big stone for that. I took an obsidian and I put it in my pillowcase, underneath my pillowcase, and again, I liked to believe that it was my crystal that helped me, and that's what I believe, so I'm going to stick to it. Putting that under my pillowcase, I actually stopped having really bad dreams or thoughts of like, oh my gosh, like something's in my closet type of situation. So, yeah, like with me, if I watch scary movies, forget it. Like, I will bother you for the next like 3 weeks or so. I'm so bad. So I've promised myself that I'm not going to anymore. Next thing is, if you want to learn a little more about crystals, so my 2 starter books of when I first got into crystals was the Little Book of Crystals. Yeah, sure enough. This one is by Judy Hall, and it's a really just quick little book on how to find the right crystal for you, and just a little breakdown of what crystals are, and then I think there's like 15 or 16 crystals that are highlighted in here about their properties and things like that. Next, this is the one I highly recommend if you are very interested in crystals. This one is the most, I think, in-depth crystal book that I have found so far. I don't own too many, but this one here, Crystals, The Modern Guide to Crystal Healing, this one is so in-depth, and there's not a single crystal that is not in here. This book literally highlights every single crystal ever made, or not made, but ever found And it's in here by alphabetical order. So sometimes I'm like, oh, what? So if I was looking for a specific crystal, like, oh, look, it just opened up on amethyst. So if I was like, oh, amethyst, I want to know more about it, I could literally just roll over to the A's. They're in alphabetical order. And here's amethyst, and it's literally saying transformation, protection, addiction release, sleep aid. It also tells you what type of color it is. It also tells you where they are most likely found. So it says amethysts are mainly in Brazil and just found worldwide. What chakra do they belong to? And these are for the crown chakra. And then it also gives you some care tips. So it tells you that to be aware that amethysts do fade in direct sunlight. So this one for sure has faded a lot over time. As you can see, the edges are getting very light. This used to be very, very dark amethyst, and I actually kept it in my room where it faced direct sunlight. It doesn't affect it. I'm not saying like, oh, it's not beneficial anymore. It's just like maintaining the color, you know. I really loved it as a dark purple. I still love it dearly, don't get me wrong, but it has lightened a lot over time. And then it also tells you if you can cleanse it with water or not. So as I told you, some crystals do, you know, they can melt in water pretty much, like just, yeah. So this one's okay. And then it just tells you like about it, like what is the amethyst for. It tells you amethyst heightens psychic powers and will strengthen your connection to all things mystical and magical. So just like that, it tells you about every single crystal, and it just really gives you a thorough breakdown of everything. So for that reason, absolutely love that book. And just a really quick thing about crystals. Again, as I said, I'm no expert. I'm also not saying that doing this is going to change your life, so do it. I'm just sharing something that worked for me. I'm sharing something that I believe. I'm sharing just my love for crystals, period. And personally, I like to believe that a lot of changes that happened in my life for the good happened when I started believing in my crystals. Now, I also do understand that the way the universe works is if you really truly believe in something, it will happen for you. That is literally what manifestation is. That is literally how the universe works. If you start visualizing everything the way you want it to be, the way it is, it will work for you. It will happen for you. And that's literally how manifestation works. And for that reason, when I am with my crystals, or when I'm just like, oh, like, you know, some people are plant moms and they talk to their plants. I'm a crystal mom. I will talk to my crystals. I will be like, you're gonna work for me today, like type of thing, you know, or you are magical and you can do it for me, and I know that you're gonna do it. So as weird as it may sound, it worked for me. You know, there's a lot of things I can pinpoint on the dot where I was like, flip, you know, like I am relying on you, I trust you, I know that it's a process. Now, that could just be because I believe so much and it happened. I just do think that whatever you truly believe in, whether I literally look at a book and I'm like, this book is my lucky book, lucky things are gonna happen to you. And it's literally just the thought process. I have certain shirts that I wear that I'm like, I've had to burn, because I'm like, literally every time I wear that freaking shirt, something bad happens. And it could literally just be that in your mind, you have that belief so hard that that's exactly what happens to you. So for that reason, trust the process, be positive, and the more positive you are, and the more, this is a whole other video. I don't even want to talk about this in this video specifically because I feel like there's so much information to this and so much like understanding. But yeah. Okay guys, that concludes my crystal video. So I hope you guys like this video. This is my little crystals for beginners video. And I know you guys have been requesting this so much, so I'm glad that I finally got down and did this video for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I don't know if I covered everything correctly or fully, but I did. So please feel free to correct me, feel free to call out things, and just feel free to make it an open discussion. If you have any questions or anything like that too, please drop it below and let me know. So thank you all for watching. I will talk to you guys later.